Good afternoon, everyone. So we will present the CarboNium project, which aims at documenting or better understanding the carbon dynamics along the terrestrial to aquatic continuum. And as it has been presented, it's mostly develops within the research infrastructure. And yes, so the CarboNium project, of course, falls within the FairCarboN objectives of documenting the carbon budget of continental surfaces. And it has a specific objective of improving this carbon budget with two main points. The first one is to quantify the carbon fluxes from the terrestrial to the aquatic ecosystem to better constrain the carbon balance of terrestrial ecosystem, but also to document the carbon emission by aquatic ecosystem. And also, in this continuum, there's another objective to document the carbon sequestration capabilities of mostly of wetlands, inland and coastal wetlands. So our work packages, which are organized within ecosystem types, will work on the three questions of the carbon fluxes, the transformation of carbon within aquatic ecosystem, and carbon storage in wetlands. Because we cheated, we added a slide. So and to work on those like really broad objectives, of course, we have gathered large communities. Many members of this group are in the room, so they can answer questions, specific questions about the ecosystem. And you see that we have labs from all around France. And a really important fact for this project is that most of the work package we've developed within the research infrastructure, mainly our long-term observation sites.
No, perfect. So just to illustrate one highlight of the project. So Laure mentioned that our community is very wide. There is people from the coastal area, from the lakes, from the rivers, from the main course of the big rivers. And then we have a common red line between all the groups is, for instance, the measurements of the dissolved gas. So here, two illustrations as part of our project. First of all, it is one training we did in Paris with Gwenaël Abril. He will present Tropeco's project later. And during these practicals, we learn how to measure, how to build an equilibrator able to be deployed along the aquatic systems to measure in routine CO2 concentration in rivers. Or in lakes, in any aquatic systems. And this is an illustration here on the right. We use this instrument in Vietnam to measure the CO2 in the Mekong Delta. And there is one poster also dedicated to these measurements. So just to show you how it is good to have these wide communities sharing the interest of greenhouse gas measurements and sharing also the opportunity to have the experience of each of us doing this kind of training. Second important thing is also a methanes workshop organized wider than CarboNium within the whole FairCarboN project. So I think you all receive an invitation to fill a document asking you if you work on the methanes, even in soils, in air, or in water interface. So this workshop is leading by Fanny Colas and Roberto Grilli. So please be active in this workshop because there is a very transversality between all the projects of the FairCarboN and not only CarboNium. And finally, we try in this project to have a localization in different study sites, and we have the ambition also to do the modeling of 1, 2, maybe 3 big French hydrosystems, Seine River, Rhône River, Loire River, for instance. And the idea is to get the contributions of each of the communities from lakes, rivers, and estuaries, leading the database to be able to run modeling. And this is pictures of the animation we are trying to do in this project. The next one is in La Rochelle, and we have some field trip in Baie de l'Aiguillon in these intertidal ecosystems. And we thank you and welcome to the poster to develop the work package Contain. Thank you.